quiz time.
It's quiz time.
I like
you
quiz
recognize
time.
the bell.
I do. I come to class when there's a bell.
Good. Well, here's some of the questions from last week. Let's see how you did. So the first question was, what's more important than the price of oil?
Well, price of oil is important, but the psychological impact of the price of oil is even more important. You know, we see that bill every day at the pump that we pump gas.
Oh, prices are posted as every place we drive by.
It's one of the few prices everybody knows. I'll bet you know the price of oil or the price of a gallon of gas, and you don't know the price of a gallon of milk, or how much a dozen eggs cost, or anything else.
Yeah.
But you see that price because it's plastered everywhere. And when that price goes up, we psychologically feel like, oh geez, you know, maybe we don't have as much money as we thought. And of course, if we just go out to dinner one less time a week, or go out one more time a month, all of a sudden that pulls the economy down. So as we see the prices of gas rising and we start to cut back on our spending to compensate because we don't feel as we're doing as well, that has a bigger impact than actually the price going up.
The price today, $3.85 here. See,
Oh.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much is milk? Exactly.
Not as sure about that one.
Exactly.
Okay, next question is, what happens when things are unsustainable?
Well, they eventually come to an end. If you're not sustainable, they have to stop. So spending more than you earn will come to an end. Ouch.
And that's for the government as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is, instead of kicking the can down the road, what should you do?
Solve the problem. Solve the problem. When when you see all these problems that everybody's pushing down the road, they're getting worse. Social Security's getting worse, Medicare's getting worse, our budget deficit is getting worse. All these problems are getting worse. They're not getting better as we kick them down the road. We feel like they're getting better, but they're not. And if you're bleeding money, in other words, you have negative cash flow, and you kick that can down the road by borrowing more on your credit card and borrowing more on your house and borrowing more here, you're kicking the problem down the road because eventually you have to pay that money back. And so when you see somebody kicking the can down the road, tell them to solve the problem. It'll be cheaper in the long run.
Okay, and last question is, should you invest in junk bonds?
Oh, we talked about this last week. Well, junk bonds are risky, so if you have an appetite for risk and you can take that kind of risk, you might, but I don't necessarily think you should. I'm not suggesting it. It's a high-risk investment, and you might want to put money into them, but I don't know. Only the ones that really like risk would want to be into junk bonds. So you have to ask, how much risk do you really want to take?
And now what do you have for this week?
Easy questions this week. I thought these were easy questions last week. So the first one is, what impact does the culture around you have on your financial life? We talked about that, right? Besides icebergs, what else are you looking for in the foggy windshield? Where are you generic, and how can you become more individual?
Okay.
And the last question, which you will get on the next segment, so stay tuned, is what's the best investment you can have? So,
I want to know.
I know, I do too. Yeah.
Find out.
Stay tuned.